There are moments when ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science seem to converge, offering us profound insights into the nature of our existence. One such convergence can be found in the intersection between Buddhist understanding of internal causes and conditions and modern scientific studies of neuroplasticity and epigenetics. This fascinating alignment not only validates age-old Buddhist teachings but also opens up new avenues for personal growth and societal transformation. At the heart of Buddhist philosophy lies the concept of internal causes and conditions, particularly mental tendencies. These are understood as the habitual patterns of thought, emotion, and behavior that shape our experiences and determine our actions. According to Buddhist thought, these tendencies are not fixed or immutable but can be transformed through conscious effort and spiritual practice. Nichiren Daishonin, the 13th-century Japanese Buddhist priest, emphasized the importance of recognizing and transforming these internal causes. In one of his writings, he states, "If the minds of living beings are impure, their land is also impure, but if their minds are pure, so is their land." There are not two lands, pure or impure in themselves. The difference lies solely in the good or evil of our minds. This profound statement encapsulates the Buddhist understanding that our internal mental states have a direct impact on our experience of the world around us. It suggests that by changing our minds, we can change our reality. Interestingly, this ancient wisdom finds a striking parallel in the modern scientific concept of neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to change and reorganize itself in response to experience. This discovery, which has revolutionized our understanding of the brain, shows that our neural pathways are not fixed but can be altered throughout our lives. Dr. Norman Doidge, a psychiatrist and author who has written extensively on neuroplasticity, explains, "The brain is a far more open system than we ever imagined, and nature has gone very far to help us perceive and take in the world around us. It has given us a brain that survives in a changing world by changing itself." This scientific understanding aligns remarkably well with the Buddhist concept of transforming mental tendencies. Just as Buddhism teaches that we can reshape our minds through practice and cultivation, neuroscience now confirms that our brains physically change in response to our thoughts, experiences, and behaviors. For instance, studies have shown that regular meditation practice can lead to increased gray matter density in areas of the brain associated with learning, memory, and emotional regulation. This physical change in brain structure corresponds to the Buddhist understanding that spiritual practice can lead to profound transformations in our mental and emotional states. Daisaku Ikeda draws a direct connection between these scientific findings and Buddhist practice. The Buddhist concept of changing poison into medicine finds vivid expression in the science of neuroplasticity. Just as we can transform our sufferings into sources of growth and strength through Buddhist practice, neuroscience shows us that we can literally reshape our brains through consistent effort and mindful awareness. This convergence between ancient wisdom and modern science offers a powerful message of hope and empowerment. It suggests that we are not bound by our past or our circumstances but have the ability to actively shape our minds and, by extension, our lives. The alignment between Buddhist thought and modern science extends beyond neuroplasticity to the field of epigenetics. Epigenetics is the study of how behaviors and environment can cause changes that affect the way our genes work. While our DNA sequence remains unchanged, epigenetic changes can alter how that DNA is read and expressed. This scientific understanding resonates deeply with the Buddhist concept of karma. In Buddhist thought, karma is not a system of reward and punishment but rather a natural law of cause and effect. Our actions, thoughts, and intentions create imprints that shape our future experiences. Nichiren Daishonin explains this concept in one of his writings. If you want to understand the causes that existed in the past, look at the results as they are manifested in the present. And if you want to understand what results will be manifested in the future, look at the causes that exist in the present. This karmic understanding of cause and effect finds an interesting parallel in epigenetic research. Scientists have discovered that our lifestyle choices, stress levels, and even our thoughts can influence how our genes are expressed, potentially affecting not only our own health and well-being but also that of future generations. For example, studies have shown that chronic stress can lead to epigenetic changes that alter the expression of genes related to stress response. These changes can persist over time and even be passed down to offspring. This scientific finding aligns with the Buddhist understanding that our actions and mental states can have far-reaching consequences, extending beyond our individual lives. Josei Toda, a 20th-century Nichiren Buddhist leader, often spoke about the profound impact of our inner life on our external reality. Our lives are like a field. The thoughts we sow in them will determine the harvest we reap. If we sow good thoughts, we will reap good results. If we sow negative thoughts, we will reap negative results. This metaphor of life as a field that we cultivate through our thoughts and actions takes on new significance in light of epigenetic research. Just as a farmer's care and attention can transform a barren field into a bountiful harvest, our conscious efforts to cultivate positive mental states and behaviors can lead to beneficial epigenetic changes. The convergence of Buddhist wisdom and scientific understanding in the realms of neuroplasticity and epigenetics offers profound implications for personal growth and societal transformation. It suggests that we have far more control over our lives and our future than we might have previously believed. From a Buddhist perspective, this scientific validation of ancient teachings serves to reinforce the importance of spiritual practice. The knowledge that our brains can physically change in response to our thoughts and behaviors underscores the potential impact of practices like meditation, chanting, and mindfulness. Nichiren Daishonin emphasized the transformative power of Buddhist practice, particularly the chanting of Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. When we chant Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, we are not merely reciting a phrase. We are tapping into the fundamental law of the universe, aligning ourselves with the rhythm of life itself. In light of our modern understanding of neuroplasticity, we can see how such practices might literally reshape our brains, creating new neural pathways and strengthening positive mental tendencies. Similarly, the epigenetic perspective offers a scientific framework for understanding how our daily choices and mental states can have long-lasting effects. This aligns with the Buddhist emphasis on mindfulness and the cultivation of positive mental states. Daisaku Ikeda draws a direct connection between these scientific insights and Buddhist practice. The discoveries in neuroplasticity and epigenetics offer scientific validation of what Buddhism has long taught, that we have the power to transform our lives through our thoughts and actions. This is not just a matter of positive thinking, but of engaging in consistent practice to rewire our brains and even influence our genetic expression. This convergence of science and spirituality also has significant implications for how we approach societal issues. If our individual thoughts and actions can have such profound effects on our brains and genes, then collective shifts in consciousness could potentially lead to widespread societal transformation. For instance, the Buddhist practice of cultivating compassion finds support in neuroplasticity research, which has shown that compassion meditation can increase activity in brain regions associated with empathy and positive emotions. If practiced on a large scale, could this lead to a more compassionate society? Similarly, epigenetic research suggests that the effects of trauma can be passed down through generations. This scientific understanding aligns with the Buddhist concept of karma extending beyond individual lifetimes. It underscores the importance of healing collective traumas and creating positive social conditions that can benefit not just the present generation but future ones as well. Nichiren Daishonin often spoke about the ripple effect of individual transformation. If you light a lantern for another, it will also brighten your own way. In the context of neuroplasticity and epigenetics, we can understand this not just as a poetic metaphor but as a description of how our individual efforts to cultivate wisdom and compassion can have far-reaching effects, potentially influencing the collective consciousness of society. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, the alignment between Buddhist wisdom and scientific understanding offers a powerful framework for personal and societal transformation. It suggests that through conscious effort and consistent practice, we can reshape our brains, influence our genetic expression, and ultimately create profound change in ourselves and the world around us. This convergence also serves as a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things, a fundamental tenet of Buddhist philosophy. Just as our individual thoughts and actions can reshape our brains and influence our genes, they also ripple out into the world, affecting those around us and even future generations. The alignment between Buddhist understanding of internal causes and conditions and modern studies of neuroplasticity and epigenetics offers a compelling vision of human potential. It validates ancient wisdom while opening up new avenues for exploration and growth. As we continue to uncover the intricate workings of our minds and bodies, we may find that the path to transformation has been illuminated by both the light of scientific inquiry and the wisdom of spiritual tradition. Nichiren Daishonin's words resonate with new meaning in this context. Believe in the Gohanzen, the supreme object of devotion in your life. Nam-myoho Renge Kyo is like the roar of a lion. What sickness can therefore be an obstacle? In the light of modern science, we can understand this not just as a statement of faith, but as an affirmation of our innate ability to transform ourselves at the most fundamental levels. As we continue to explore the frontiers of neuroscience and genetics, we may find that the ancient practices of Buddhism offer a time-tested method for harnessing the remarkable plasticity of our brains and the malleability of our genetic expression. In this convergence of ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science, we may discover new pathways to health, happiness, and the realization of our full human potential. The exploration of the intersection between Buddhist philosophy and modern scientific understanding doesn't end with neuroplasticity and epigenetics. As we delve deeper into this fascinating convergence, we find even more areas where ancient wisdom and contemporary research align, offering us a richer, more nuanced understanding of the human experience and our potential for growth and transformation. One such area is the Buddhist concept of interdependence, or pratitya samutpada. This fundamental teaching asserts that all phenomena arise in dependence upon multiple causes and conditions. Nothing exists in isolation, everything is interconnected. This ancient understanding finds striking parallels in modern systems theory and ecology, which emphasize the complex web of relationships that sustain life and shape our world. Nichiren Daishonin, in his writings, often emphasized this interconnectedness. If you light a fire for others, it will also brighten your own way. This simple yet profound statement encapsulates the Buddhist understanding that our individual actions have far-reaching consequences, affecting not just ourselves but the entire web of life around us. In the context of modern scientific understanding, we can see how this principle applies at multiple levels, from the intricate networks of neurons in our brains to the complex ecosystems that sustain life on our planet. Recent advances in network neuroscience have revealed that our brains function as incredibly complex, interconnected systems. This aligns with the Buddhist view of mind as a dynamic process rather than a fixed entity. Just as Buddhist meditation practices aim to cultivate awareness of the interconnected nature of our thoughts and experiences, neuroscientists are mapping the intricate networks of neural connections that give rise to our cognitive and emotional experiences. Dr. Richard Davidson, a neuroscientist who has extensively studied the effects of meditation on the brain, notes, "The brain is constantly being shaped by experience." Most people don't realize that every experience, every thought, every emotion, is actually changing the structure and function of our brains. This observation aligns remarkably well with the Buddhist understanding of the mind as a constantly changing flow of experiences, shaped by our actions and choices. It suggests that through mindful awareness and intentional practice, we can actively participate in shaping our own neural networks, fostering patterns of thought and behavior that lead to greater well-being and wisdom. Another area where Buddhist thought and modern science converge is in the understanding of the nature of reality. Buddhist philosophy has long asserted that our perception of a solid, unchanging reality is an illusion. Instead, it posits that all phenomena are in a constant state of flux, arising and passing away in each moment. This view finds surprising support in the field of quantum physics, which has revealed that at the subatomic level, reality is far more fluid and interconnected than our everyday experiences suggest. Particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously, and the act of observation itself can influence the outcome of experiments. Daisaku Ikeda draws a parallel between these scientific insights and Buddhist philosophy, the Buddhist concept of the middle way, which transcends the extremes of existence and non-existence, finds a fascinating parallel in the paradoxes of quantum physics. Both invite us to move beyond our limited, everyday perceptions and open our minds to a more expansive view of reality. This convergence between ancient wisdom and cutting-edge physics offers a profound challenge to our conventional understanding of the world. It suggests that reality is far more malleable and interconnected than we typically assume, opening up new possibilities for how we might engage with and shape our experiences. The Buddhist emphasis on mindfulness and present moment awareness also finds support in contemporary psychological research. Studies have shown that mindfulness practices can lead to improvements in emotional regulation, stress reduction, and overall well-being. This aligns with the Buddhist understanding that by cultivating awareness of our present moment experiences, we can free ourselves from habitual patterns of thought and behavior that lead to suffering. Nichiren Daishonin emphasized the importance of this present moment focus in his teachings. Neither the pure land nor hell exists outside oneself. Both lie only within one's own heart. Awakened to this, one is called a Buddha. Deluded about it, one is called an ordinary person. This statement, viewed through the lens of modern psychology, can be seen as an invitation to cultivate mindful awareness of our internal mental states. By doing so, we can develop greater insight into the patterns of thought and emotion that shape our experiences, allowing us to respond to life's challenges with greater wisdom and equanimity. The convergence of Buddhist wisdom and scientific understanding also has important implications for how we approach mental health and well-being. While traditional Western psychology has often focused on treating mental illness, Buddhist psychology offers a more holistic approach, emphasizing the cultivation of positive mental states and the development of wisdom and compassion. This perspective is increasingly being incorporated into modern therapeutic approaches, such as mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, and acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT. These approaches draw on Buddhist-inspired mindfulness practices to help individuals develop greater awareness of their thoughts and emotions, fostering resilience and well-being. As we continue to explore the intersection of Buddhist thought and modern science, we open up new possibilities for understanding ourselves and our world. This convergence offers not just intellectual insights, but practical tools for personal growth and societal transformation. Nichiren Daishonin's teachings, viewed through this lens, take on new depths of meaning. Suffer what there is to suffer, enjoy what there is to enjoy. Regard both suffering and joy as facts of life and continue chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, no matter what happens. In light of our modern understanding of neuroplasticity, epigenetics, and the interconnected nature of reality, we can see this not just as spiritual advice, but as a practical approach to navigating the complexities of life. By maintaining a consistent practice, we can reshape our neural pathways, influence our genetic expression, and align ourselves with the fundamental rhythms of the universe. As we move forward into an increasingly complex and interconnected world, the alignment between Buddhist wisdom and scientific understanding offers a beacon of hope. It suggests that through conscious effort and consistent practice, we have the power to transform not just ourselves, but the world around us. In this convergence of ancient wisdom and modern knowledge, we may find the keys to addressing the pressing challenges of our time, fostering greater wisdom, compassion, and harmony in our global society. As we continue to explore this fascinating convergence of Buddhist thought and modern scientific understanding, it's important to consider its practical implications for our daily lives and society at large. This alignment of ancient wisdom and contemporary research offers us not just theoretical insights, but actionable strategies for personal growth, social change, and global transformation. One area where this convergence has particularly profound implications is in our approach to education. Traditional educational models have often focused primarily on imparting knowledge and developing cognitive skills. However, the Buddhist emphasis on cultivating wisdom and compassion, combined with our modern understanding of neuroplasticity, suggests that we should be paying equal attention to the development of emotional intelligence and character. Daisaku Ikeda, who has written extensively on the subject of education, notes, education must not be a mere transmission of knowledge. It must foster the ability to think independently and creatively. More than that, it must be a process of inner transformation that enables people to bring out their full human potential. This perspective aligns with recent trends in educational psychology that emphasize the importance of social-emotional learning and the development of non-cognitive skills such as perseverance, empathy, and self-regulation. By incorporating mindfulness practices and compassion-based exercises into educational curricula, we may be able to nurture not just knowledgeable individuals, but wise and compassionate global citizens. The convergence of Buddhist thought and scientific understanding also has significant implications for how we approach environmental challenges. The Buddhist concept of interdependence finds a striking parallel in the field of ecology, which emphasizes the intricate web of relationships that sustain ecosystems. This understanding can inform more holistic and sustainable approaches to environmental management. Nichiren Daishonin, in his teachings, often drew analogies between natural phenomena and spiritual truths. Cherry, plum, peach, and damson blossoms all have their own qualities, yet each is a flower. In the same way, all people have their own individual differences, yet all are equally entities of the mystic law. This poetic expression of unity in diversity can be seen as a precursor to modern ecological thinking. It suggests that just as a healthy ecosystem depends on the flourishing of diverse species, a healthy society depends on respecting and nurturing the unique contributions of all individuals. In the realm of health and medicine, the alignment between Buddhist practices and scientific research is leading to innovative approaches to healing. Mindfulness-based interventions, inspired by Buddhist meditation practices, are increasingly being incorporated into mainstream medical treatments for conditions ranging from chronic pain to depression and anxiety. Moreover, the Buddhist emphasis on the mind-body connection aligns with emerging research in the field of psychoneuroimmunology, which explores the complex interactions between psychological processes and the nervous and immune systems. This holistic approach to health, which recognizes the profound influence of mental states on physical well-being, is leading to more integrative and patient-centered models of healthcare. Nichiren Daishonin's teachings on health take on new significance in this context. Illness gives rise to the resolve to attain the way. This statement can be understood not just as spiritual encouragement, but as an invitation to view health challenges as opportunities for growth and transformation. It aligns with modern psychological approaches that emphasize resilience and post-traumatic growth. The convergence of Buddhist wisdom and scientific understanding also offers valuable insights for addressing social issues. The Buddhist emphasis on compassion and interdependence, combined with our understanding of neuroplasticity and social psychology, suggests that we have the capacity to cultivate more empathetic and harmonious societies. Research has shown that compassion and empathy can be developed through targeted practices, leading to changes in brain structure and function. This aligns with the Buddhist belief in the transformative power of spiritual practice. As Daisaku Ikeda notes, a great human revolution in just a single individual will help achieve a change in the destiny of a nation and, further, will enable a change in the destiny of all humankind. This perspective offers hope in the face of seemingly intractable social problems. It suggests that by fostering compassion and wisdom at the individual level, we can create ripple effects that lead to broader social change. In the realm of conflict resolution and peacebuilding, Buddhist principles of non-violence and interconnectedness find support in modern conflict theory and peace studies. The Buddhist emphasis on dialogue and mutual understanding aligns with contemporary approaches to conflict transformation that focus on addressing underlying needs and fostering empathy between conflicting parties. Nichiren Daishonin's guidance on dealing with adversity takes on new relevance in this context. Regard both suffering and joy as facts of life, and continue chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, no matter what happens. This can be seen not just as spiritual advice, but as a practical approach to maintaining equanimity and compassion in the face of conflict and challenge. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, the convergence of Buddhist wisdom and scientific understanding offers us a powerful framework for personal and societal transformation. It suggests that through conscious effort and consistent practice, we can reshape our brains, influence our genetic expression, and ultimately create profound change in ourselves and the world around us. This alignment between ancient wisdom and modern knowledge reminds us of the timeless relevance of spiritual teachings. As Nichiren Daishonin wrote, "The moon is not affected by whether people admire it or not. But if they look up at the moon is there, and if they lower their heads, failing to look up, it is as if there were no moon." How wondrous! In the same way, the profound truths recognized by both Buddhism and science exist whether we acknowledge them or not. But by turning our attention to these insights, by integrating them into our lives and societies, we open up new possibilities for growth, healing, and transformation. As we move forward, the challenge and opportunity before us is to continue exploring this convergence, to find new ways of integrating spiritual wisdom and scientific knowledge in service of human flourishing and global harmony. In doing so, we may discover that the path to addressing our most pressing individual and collective challenges has been illuminated by both the light of scientific inquiry and the wisdom of spiritual tradition.